Hi, my name is Gareth. In this series, we'll cover some important basics to help you feel more comfortable using computers. For this lesson, we'll be focusing on 3 of the most important ways to interact with a computer: the mouse, the trackpad, and the touchscreen. This is a mouse. They call it that because it's small, and at least in some cases, has a wire that looks like a tail. Depending on your computer, it might look different. It may have 1 button, or 2, or many. The mouse controls this on your screen. This is called the cursor, and it's how you touch things on your computer. The cursor may change appearance. In a text document, it'll look like a vertical bar, but if there's something you can click, it may turn into a hand. This may depend on the settings on your computer or the program you're using. Each button of the mouse has important functions. The most important is the left click. Left click is how to touch items on the computer. When you left click, you select or pick something on your computer. If your computer settings don't open an app or file with 1 click, you may need to click twice very quickly, or double click. Right click is the next most common button. Clicking the right mouse button will usually open a menu. The specifics are based on the program. Next, we have the mouse wheel. When you are using a program where there's more than can fit on the screen at one time, the mouse wheel will help you to scroll the screen and see more content. Some mouse wheels can be clicked like a regular button. In a browser, clicking the mouse can do 2 things: open a link in a new tab, or lock the mouse cursor and let you drag the mouse to scroll without using the wheel. Now we're going to talk about trackpads. If you're using a laptop, you might have one of these. This is called a trackpad or touchpad. Pressing your finger against the pad and moving it around will move the cursor on the screen just like a mouse would. To right-click, you may need to click in the corner of the pad, usually towards the right-hand side closer to you, while some pads will let you tap the pad with 2 fingers to have the same result. Drag 2 fingers across the surface to scroll like you would with a mouse wheel. Placing 2 fingers, or your thumb and forefinger, on the trackpad and spreading your fingers apart will zoom in, making things bigger, while pinching them together will zoom out, making them smaller. Some mice, especially those for macOS computers, combine some features of a mouse with some features of a trackpad. For example, your mouse may let you brush your fingers up or down to achieve the same effect as scrolling with a mouse wheel, which is more natural for some users used to touch interfaces. Finally, let's take a look at touchscreens. Instead of a mouse or a trackpad, you may be using a touchscreen. This is very similar to a trackpad with some exceptions. Touchscreens are different, but they all share similar functionality. If you tap something on the touchscreen, that will select it. Depending on your device's settings, this may open an app or merely choose it for you to do something with it. If you tap the screen twice, quickly, this is called a double tap and works usually like double-clicking a mouse. If you move your finger across the screen, you drag your finger. This usually scrolls the screen you're currently on. If you move your finger quickly across the screen, this is a flick and will move the page quickly or change to a new page if one is available. If you want to zoom in or zoom out, and it's an option in your current app, then pinching your fingers will zoom out and spreading your fingers apart will zoom in. Pressing on the screen, especially on an app icon, will usually select it but not activate it, allowing you to drag it somewhere else on your device's screen. Depending on your device, there may be additional features. For example, if you want to rotate the screen, you may use multiple fingers to press on the screen at the same time, moving one or the other. Sometimes an app will have additional menu features that can be accessed by pressing on the app and then tapping the screen, kind of like right-clicking can bring up a menu. Well done reaching the end of this lesson. Keep learning, and we'll see you in the next lesson.